Everyone, please say 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good evening, all the dear students. So today will be the last day that we meet online from Sri Lanka. So tomorrow I will leave Sri Lanka and we will have the next session in person at the temple. So that's a reminder. And today too, before we start, I would like to wish that may this session also bring you a lot of peace, a lot of happiness for you. And may you be able to develop at least a little bit so in your spiritual path, and may be able to develop so to become closer to the eternal peace, Nibbana, so with your hard work. So with those thoughts, we are going to start today's session 2. And for the last time, we are going to practice the second step of Vipassana meditation today. And starting from next week, we will move to the third step of Vipassana meditation. So today too, as we practiced during the last 3 weeks, so let's observe the sensations which arise on the face area of you. So starting from the forehead area, so up to the chin. So in all those areas of your face, whatever the sensations that arise, please keep observing them. So, let it be hardness. So let it be softness. Let it be itching sensation, crinkling sensation, or any blood circulating sensation, pulsing sensation. Let it be any sensation. So let those sensations to rise. So and let them pass away. So when they pass away, so what your job is just to observe those sensations as they actually are. So that's what you have to do. And at the same time, so please keep observing the outside things also with the same understanding. In the outside world too, you can see how things arise, how things exist, and how things pass away. So this is so visible not only on your bodily sensations, so not only inside your mind, in the outside world too. So this is a universal phenomenon. Please understand it by your own experience, and by that way, by developing that experiential understanding, try to live in the world with a peaceful mind, with a happy mind, with a mind which doesn't move because of the vicissitudes of life, with a very deep peace, right? So, for that, please keep practicing Vipassana meditation. And the newcomers, they are highly requested to practice the first step of breathing meditation. When the breath is coming in, please be fully aware. When the breath is going out, please be fully aware. If it is long, if it is short, if it is dropped, if it is soft, let it be so. What you have to do is just to observe. So keep observing. So keep observing the breath and sittings. That's what you have to do. Now, everyone, so before we start, we are going to share some teachings of the Buddha with everyone. So every day I share something which valuable. So from the Buddha's teaching for your lay life. So today too, I'm going to teach you about the three the lesson about three listeners. So three kinds of listeners. So let me check sound. So there are three kinds of listeners in the world, according to Buddhi. So the first kind of listener is, so he is called as Avapujya Panya. Avapujya Panya means, so Avapujya means, so upside down. Panya means wisdom. So the person who is with, so upside down wisdom. So that means a person so whose wisdom is, so who doesn't so have enough wisdom. So this listener is like this. So this person likes to listen, but only likes to listen to things for entertainment. That's it. But this person doesn't try to memorize things, doesn't think deeper about those things, and even later on, this person doesn't try to remember whatever the things that person heard. And such kind of listeners are just like just like the pots, so just like the clay pots, which have turned upside down. Even though how much you pour water to that pot, which mouse is so down turned downward, so the water is not going to fill that clay pot because the pot is turned so downward. That's why the upside part is, so it has turned down. That's all. So the second listener is called as Uchanga Panya. Right? So uh, so this listener, so Uchanga Panya, so better, so that means eager listener, right? So this person likes to listen well, and at the same time, when he is listening, so they then when he is listening, he listens very very well, and so whenever that person listens, so this person, this person, uh, so tries to listen, investing wisdom. So not only that person listens to the speech of that teacher, this person listens involving wisdom and awareness. But the weak point of this person is after listening to these teachings, this person forgets all those teachings whenever that person stood up or later on. So that's the nature of this second listening. So, that person's listening is just like keeping something on someone's lap. Someone's lap when that person is sitting. So when someone is sitting, if you keep something on that person's lap, it stays until that person stays sitting. But whenever that person wants to stand up, well, that person has to keep aside. So whatever the thing which is on that person's lap, like that, this person also listens to things when that person is listening, even involving wisdom, but doesn't try to keep those teachings in mind, and at the same time doesn't try to practice. This is the second listener. Then the third listener is Putupanya. So the greater listener, the greatest listener. So this person likes to listen to the teachings. And at the same time, this person thinks, so when that person is listening, this person involves wisdom and awareness. So while listening. And at the same time, whatever the things that person understood, that person is going to keep that in mind. And then later on to that person thinks, so remembers whatever things that person heard. And finally, so that person so that person practices the things that person heard. This person is similar to a pot, so which is properly kept. So which mouth is so upward. So how much, it doesn't matter how much you put inside that how much water you pour inside, so it is going to stay inside the pot. So because the pot is pot is well kept and its mouth is upward. So this is the best list. So here Buddha asks us to become a good listener, a best listener, the best listener. So it doesn't matter whether you listen to the Dharma or any other teaching. So whenever you listen, so please involve your awareness and wisdom and keep those things in mind and reflect on those teachings that you heard again and again and whenever you can. So start applying those teachings. And so please listen to these teachings, not these teaching. So apply this when you listen to the other teachings too, right? Now we are going to start to this session as usual. So everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Now please keep your right palm on your left palm. Close your eyes and let your whole body to relax. Let your whole body to relax. First, as usual, I'm going to pay our sincere respect and gratitude towards the Buddha. And after that, we are going to start today's silent meditation session. Everyone, please calm down and please concentrate. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimiso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vinyācarena sampanno sugatu lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattā deva manussanam buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo Sanglitingo akaliko, ehi pasiko opanaiko, pachatang veditamu vinyohiti. Sumanimangno bhagavato savaka sango, ujumanimangno bhagavato savaka sango, Nyāyamanimangno bhagavato savaka sango, Sami Kipanimangno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadinam Chattari Purisa Yugani Atte Purisa Puggala Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Amuniyo Pamuniyo Nakiniyo anjani karaniyo anuttarang munyakitam lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very equanimous mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are a new student, please practice the first step of breathing meditation. So as we kindly requested, focus on your breath and observe the incoming and outgoing breath as it is. And then, if you are an old student, please practice the second step of Vipassana. So, the sensation on your face area. So, starting from your forehead area up to the chin. So, whatever sensations that you encounter on your face, so face area, observe them with the understanding of impermanence, changing. Right? So now everyone, please start your silent meditation. May your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Everyone, please start your meditation right now. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now, let's practice loving kindness meditation in breath. Everyone, if your legs are paining, you can relax your legs. But please keep your eyes closed. We are going to practice loving kindness meditation in breath. First of all, let's spread our loving kindness towards ourselves first. Please think, may I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards, towards your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Please think, may my dear mother, may my dear father, may my dear teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all of them. Your parents, your teachers, your relatives, and friends. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards the people in the middle, the neutral people, the people at the center, the people who don't fall into the category of friends as well as enemies. Please, first, so think like this. May all the neutral people be well. May all the neutral people be happy. May all the neutral people be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the neutral people. All the neutral people. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards our enemies. So, first of all, please forgive for the mistakes, forgive the mistakes that they did to hurt you. At the same time, ask forgiveness mentally for the mistakes that you did to harm them. And after that, please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. May my enemies be well. May my enemies be happy. May my enemies be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the enemies. All the enemies. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Not only human beings, animals, and visible beings, invisible beings, all the beings. Please think about all, including birds, reptiles, and all the other creatures. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the beings. Please think. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Please spread your entire loving kindness towards all beings in the world. Bhavatu sampe mangalam Rakantu sampe devatam Samme buddhanumavine Samme dhammanumavine Samme sanghānumāmine sada sutti bhavantu te. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, hope all of you had a good session, and at the same time, hope all of you could to concentrate well and practice the meditation technique that you are practicing to properly and successfully. So, consistent practice is the most important thing. So if you are consistent, if you work ardently, then so you'll be able to get rid of, you'll be able to suppress the final process and empower the so you can empower the four friends of meditation, and then thus you will be able to develop in this noble non-sectarian yoga Dhamma path. So everyone work ardently and work consistently, first for your own betterment and then for the betterment of all the other beings. So um, during these days, we were learning about the noble truths. So one of the most important teachings that would be taught to the world is the four noble truths. The four noble truths about all the beings, right? So, so among them, we learn the first one, the noble truth of suffering. So, noble truth of dissatisfaction or discontentment. So, that's the first thing that we learned during the last week. And during this week, we are going to learn about the the noble truth about the cause of suffering, the cause of dissatisfaction or discontentment. So, the cause of suffering. So, the So last time we learned that all the beings, because of they have various sufferings. What are those sufferings? So birth, then since all the other sufferings follow because of birth, birth is the first one, and then after that decay of the body is also suffering, and then after that sickness is suffering, and death is suffering. And then after that, whatever the things that we wish it doesn't happen, something else happens, that's also suffering. So, and we get the whole, five aggregates of a being. So, they cause suffering. So, this, we understood how our world is established, settled on suffering. And then Buddha taught us why this suffering continues throughout this life and during the upcoming lives too. There is a cause for it. So for our suffering. So that cause is, in Pali it is called as tanha. In English we can use the word craving or greed. But the best word is craving. So, young Loki, Buddha says, young Loki Pierupam Satarupam Tatra Tanha Upajamana Upaj Nivisamana Nivisam. If there is something in this world which brings us comfort, which brings us happy feelings, happy sensations, then then tanha, so the craving rises inside that. Regarding those comfortable sensations. So nimisamana, it stays because of that craving. So because of that comfort, so the craving stays away inside that particular place. They stick that particular experience. So that's why we always wish whatever the comfortable thing to happen and whatever the uncomfortable thing not to happen. But the truth is always uncomfortable things happen and the comfortable things they don't happen. So most of the times uncomfortable things happen and comfortable things they are so they happen not often most of the times. So the uncomfortable is the one which uncomfortable situations are the ones that arise in life. So there are three kinds of so I told you that we stick to. So we stick to things which brings us comfort. So because of our craving for comfortable things, so we develop three kinds of cravings inside our mind. The first one is kama tanha. Kama means sensual pleasure. Tanha means craving. Craving for the things that brings sensual pleasure. So five things bring us sensual pleasure. Number one is all kinds of things that we see, right? All kinds of pictures that we see in the outside world, they bring us comfort. And all kinds of sounds, all kinds of smells, so all kinds of so taste and touches, and also thoughts, so that we experience, so which brings us comfort. So they cause craving inside us. So when something we experience something comfortable, the mind, the nature of mind, so to crave for those experiences again and again. So that's kama tanha. Let's say you saw some kind of a nice person or a creature or a thing, then you want to see that again and again and again. Why? Because of the craving for seeing, sights. And so you listen to one of your favorite songs. So there are so many very nice songs in this world. So which are sung by various kinds of famous artists. Sometimes we listen to them again and again and again and again. Why do we do that? Because of the craving that we have towards the sound. And then we use we use a particular scent, odor, scent, perfume, so that we really like. So why we so when we experience when we figure out a pleasant order that you really like, so then you crave for it. You crave to feel it again and again and again. That's why we most of the time we use the same perfume. And taste is the same. Sometimes you go to a particular restaurant, so there will be a Thai restaurant, or a Vietnamese restaurant, or a Chinese restaurant, or a Indian restaurant, or any restaurant you go, and so you get so the food experience that you get is so comfortable, and you really like it. Then what happens is you try to eat it again and again and again. Twice you visit that place again and again and again. Why? Because you have the craving for that for the taste. That's why it got triggered, and that's why you are going to visit it again and again and again. And then touch is the same. You experience the comfortable touches, and then you feel you try to experience the same the same touches again and again and again. So when it comes to mind, it is the same. So there are certain objectives. So when you think of those things, you feel so comfortable. So you try to think of those past things which happened, which brought you a lot of happiness. So you try to think about such kind of experiences in life. So it doesn't mean you really win that moment. So you create various kinds of quotes related to to that particular moment, right? You can't relive in the same moment twice. At such time, what actually you do is you just reflect on, so you develop reflective thoughts about that occasion. That's it. So this is kama so craving sensual pleasure. So we all have it. So let we be Buddhist, Hindu, Jain, so Christian, Muslim, atheist, or agnostic, or anybody. So then we all have this craving. Second craving is bhavatanha. Bhavatanha means to craving to be reborn, right? So why people are reborn? So whenever we pass away, we don't, our craving is still active. So we have not become enough of experiencing sight, experiencing experiencing sound, or experiencing odors, experiencing taste, or experiencing touches, or experiencing the thoughts. So therefore, what happens is because of that, so continuous craving, we get, and because of our past accumulated karmas, so we'll get attracted to a particular place, so a particular treatable place. That's what happens. So wherever uh, so so the craving that we have towards this rebirth, it is called the bhavatanha. Wherever you are born, you are going to like that life. So there is one beautiful Hindu folk tale, so religious tale about this bhavatanha. So let me briefly summarize it to you. So long time ago, there were two Brahmin priests who were practicing together. One was not a good virtuous practitioner, so he was lazy, and he was earning things, so getting things, so so because he told lies about himself to the other people, and he did such kind of thing. But the other priest was so he was good, and he was really practicing. So therefore, his life was not shady, and he was a good practitioner. And then both of them passed away when they grew old, and and then the virtuous friend, he passed away, and he was born in the divine realm. And at the same time, so the friend who was not practicing well and who had a shady character, so he passed away, and he was born as a um, so as a small insect, a small beetle. So inside the inside the clay, uh, so clay den. So then clay hole. Then the virtuous friend who was born in the good realm, he thought of his old companion. So he thought he would have been born in the divine realm, checked the whole divine realm, and he didn't find him. And then after that, he checked the whole human realm, and so he didn't find his friend among human beings. So finally, so he started gradually observing the other smaller ones, and finally he found it among the insects as a beetle, as a small insect. Then then the friend who was born into the divine realm, he decided to take his uh, friend. So now the beetle to the divine realm. So thinking so, what he did was, so he went to see the beetle. At that time, the beetle was rolling a cow dung bowl, into into its clay, so into its clay hole. At that time, the the divine being, he went to the beetle and said, "Oh dear friend, do you remember?" At that time, the beetle looked at the divine being and said, "So you look so funny. Who are you, funny person?" Then at that time, the divine being said, "Oh, don't say like that. I'm a divine being. So I came here to we have been friends for a long period of time." Then that beetle said, "Oh no, I don't remember you. Please go." And at that time, the divine being said, "Don't say like that. We have been friends, and we have been together for so many years in the past life. So I came here to help." And then the beetle asked, "So why did you come to bother me? I'm happy here." So then he said, "No, divine brain is better, far better than this world. So let's go to the divine brain." Then the divine being, he started describing the comforts in the comforts that the beetle can experience in the divine realm. He said, "So in the divine realm, you have beautiful garden and very nice things to eat, so very good fragrance, and you will have all these kinds of things." And the beetle, it was not interested. So it kept listening to the description, yawning, and with laziness. And at the end of so at the end of the description, the beetle the beetle asked whether there are cow dung, so cow dung bowl inside the divine realm. Then the divine being said, "Oh no, you cannot find cow dung bowl in the divine realm." So then finally, the beetle said, "If there is no cow dung bowl, I'm not going to divine world." So and everything ended. Everything ended. With that answer. So then we can understand. If we are born to a realm, it doesn't matter whether you are born to a human realm or a divine realm or realm of insects or any other creatures. They like that life. They want to live that life. So even though how much difficult it is, they like it because it becomes their own world. Whenever they are born to that realm, so that realm becomes their world. So, that's why that happens because of power tanha. So, because of the training that we have for the birth, rebirth, right? And then is the second training. And the third training that we have is vibhava tanha. Vibhava tanha means whenever we understand that this world is we have suffering in this world, Then there are certain people who develop strong craving to get rid of this food. That is also so. So we have to have the understanding that so uh, so it is good to have the understanding and the perseverance to realize the reality in the world and to let go of our craving. But developing another craving to get rid of the life, so that's not right. So it can itself become an obstacle. For an example, even during the Buddhist time, there were certain people in India who practiced certain practices to not to be reborn. They thought they can attain the enlightenment by so behaving in a particular way, so physical way, but so they didn't understand that so enlightenment rises inside the mind, not on the body. So they so behave in certain kinds of ways. For an example, so there were certain people who behaved just like dogs. There were certain people who behaved like goats. So there were certain practitioners who behaved just like cows. So by that way, they thought they can attain the enlightenment. So they can get rid of all the craving. So so by that way, no one can do so because uh, because uh, by giving pain to the physical body, so you cannot get rid of the craving because craving is always inside the mind, not on the body. So if someone understands this and practices well, then somehow so that person is going to going to come out of this samsaric circle. But so by giving pain to the body, no one can do so. But certain people develop so this vibhavtanha, craving to not to be reborn. So craving to be reborn and craving not to be reborn. Both are so equally obstacle in developing spiritually. So so therefore, understanding that we have practiced so little by little, and so whenever we reach the final understanding, so the stage of real peace and real happiness, then whatever things it is going to happen, right? So, so naturally, but developing craving for those certain particular things to happen, that can become an obstacle to being practice, right? The Buddha compared craving to to various things. So Buddha said that craving is it's just like a net. So when you have craving, so it catches you, so it grabs you just like a net. And craving is it's just like a flood. So whenever there is a flood, it rushes everything that it encounters. So just like that, when the craving is a flood, so whatever thing that it encounters, so it rushes along with it. And then so craving is something so which is spread all over the body. So which is spread so all over the life, right? So uh, then finally the craving is a so it's a so it's a knife so which has penetrated all the way into the deepest level of us. So like that, Buddha taught us so how much craving craving affect us. So negatively for our life. So those who are so those who are uh, so stay with the craving, so they decline in life. They decline from prosperity and so materially, and at the same time, so they decline so spiritually too. And so if we if we get out of the craving, then so that helps us to live our life with eternal peace and eternal happiness. So to reach that state, Buddha teaches us to sile patittai naro supannu. So chittam panhancha bhava, right? So so developing basic moral qualities within. So if we develop concentration meditation practices along with vipassana meditation practices, then by that way we are going to develop concentration and then wisdom. By such kind of practice, we gain the ability to understand the true nature of things as they actually are, and finally eradicating all the negativities, developing all the positivities. Buddha says that we gain the ability to attain eternal peace, Nibbana. So everyone, to develop that determination inside, let's keep working hard. So let's work hard to please feel yourself fortunate. The opportunity to practice this ardently. So and so let's wish we be able to continue this practice so with determination and with perseverance, and one day letting go of all the impurities and developing all the purities within, to may be able to attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. With those thoughts, everyone, please join your palms together and concentrate. We are going to conclude today's session. Everyone, please concentrate. Abhimadena se nichang mata pachayino Chataro dhamma vadanti ayuvango sukam balam ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti nevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samijjito. Everyone, please say it 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night, everyone. So that is the conclusion of today's session, and we are going to meet each other with smiles again in the next week, and I'll be there in person to Canada. See you all in the next week in person. Good night, everyone. Right. Good night, Mr. Elliot. Right.
Good night, Bhante.
Right. Good night. Good night. Yeah. Thank you so much. Right. Good night, Miss Nalini.
Thank you, Bhante.
Me all the good happens. Mr. Tim, good night.
Good night, Bhante. Safe travels.
Thank you so much. And Sriyash Bhaiya, good night. Sriyash Bhaiya, good night. Sriyash Bhaiya. Okay. Good night, Sriyash Bhaiya.
I wasn't able to unmute, Bhante. Sorry about that.
All right.
Have a nice day, Bhante.
Good night.
Safe travels and see you soon.
See you soon. See you
Okay.
soon. Yeah, I'll leave tomorrow.
Okay, Bante. Safe travels.